Where did you pull your influences from that you think made you different than other artists that are coming out of your area?
Me, like, my favorite rapper ever is Nas, you know, but I feel like you always start... when you start rapping, you know, you always just try to be who you like, you know?
Right.
And try, so it was a long time where I was just trying to rap like him, but I started to discover, like, other hip-hop that wasn't being played on the radio and stuff like that, you know? So I really got big into, like, you know, the whole, like, Def Jux and, like, Rockus, like,
so the underground, the backpack scene?
But, like, one of my biggest influences is, like, Dizzee Rascal. From the UK, so I got real heavy into like UK grime stuff because you know my dad was a house DJ, so I grew up around electronic music my whole life. Like we didn't even party to like top 40 rap when you went out in Detroit. We listened to like ghetto tech and like underground resistance and stuff like that. So I always grew up on like you know ass and titties and shit like that. That was my mixtapes, you know.
Right.
So when I heard like Dizzee Rascal, it was like hearing that grime shit. It was like electric. You know, people rapping over like more of electronic style beats and shit. I ain't never heard nothing like that before. So when I heard that, it was like a light bulb went off in my head. Like, so I just was studying his shit and then just got more and more into like other UK artists and shit, like The Streets and Kano. And so like UK definitely played a big role. And like it was even to the point where I couldn't buy those albums in Detroit. So I was coming out to New York and that tower in Times Square, they had a UK section. So I used to catch the Greyhound bus out here. I used to be working in Queens. And I used to catch the Greyhound bus, and as soon as I got off the bus, I would go raid the UK section and just grab mad CDs and shit.
You know, that's what's unique about you is me and you share something that's very similar. It is you sound nothing like your favorite artist. My favorite artist is Granddaddy IU. And if you listen to me, you cannot understand how is that my favorite artist, which lets me know that you, contrary to popular belief, you might have belonged in the 90s.
Yeah, no, I definitely would say that. I mean, I didn't really get no traction like that till I was 30. You know? But I would admit that in my 20s, you know, it was more so just rapping to try to get a record deal. I still didn't find myself yet. It didn't start working to me until I stopped giving a fuck about what other people thought about my music. You
That's
know?
what I like about it.
Because the most, you know, you play your shit for your friends and shit. They be like, man, that shit sucks. You know what I'm saying? So you want to make shit that they like. But once I got, you know, because I started to realize, like, man, the music I listen to ain't on TV or on the radio. So I just started to pull my influences from that. And it's like, you know, it's one thing to be influenced from somebody, but you got to remember that whole era, early 90s, it was always about not biting.
Exactly.
Which is, I think you kind of like did that.
It was like,
no, he 1,000,000% did. He 1,000,000%.
Bite. You couldn't
You're
do
one
that
of the most
shit.
unique people I've ever met. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, you couldn't bite. You know what I'm saying? Which I feel like that's what played a lot into what's going on in hip hop now. It's all our faults.
We say it all the time.
We
dropped the ball. 90s generation.
we do claim
we dropped the ball.
Yeah, because it was that whole era you couldn't bite, and then it got to the point where
go ahead and bite everything.
You couldn't you couldn't be a player hater. So then people just started being like, yeah, you kind of suck, but I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna be no hater. You know what I'm saying? So then you couldn't be a hater, you couldn't bite. And so now this is where we at now, you know?
Yeah, that's
now it's overbiting though.
Like one of the most things I hate when you get like somebody like a lyrical rapper or something, like, but I don't listen to lyrical music. You be like, what the fuck you mean? You just don't want to hear nobody better than you. You know, I never heard a body that was like fan of basketball. Be like, I don't like the niggas that dunk. You know, I don't like the dunkers. I really love role players, man, that just hustle. Like, that don't exist, man.
I like the bench.
Yeah, I really love the bench players, you know? No one thinks like that, man.
Right
now, another thing that I relate to you is you was on an XXL cover, right? And what you probably don't know, and I'll reiterate it to you, that first cover of artists being on the cover together, you know who was on the very first one?
I'm assuming you're going to say you.
Of course I'm going to say you. It was on The Source.
Oh, yeah.
Elliot Wilson, I believe, did it on The Source. Elliot Wilson left The Source, went to XXL, and he started the freshman class. So I was on the cover when it wasn't even called the freshman class. So, but looking at these people on the cover, can we read the people names that was on the cover? I know Iggy is there.
Yeah, it was like Future.
Future? Yeah. Wow.
Machine Gun Kelly.
Why you not looking? You got it all in your head? All right, come on, you ain't that good. Who? Machine Gun Kelly's on there.
Yeah,
Iggy Azalea, who I like. I think Iggy's hard. Go ahead. Kid Ink. Who else? Macklemore. Yo, how does it feel?
Well, that was a great time.
What year was that?
That was,
2012.
I mean, it's cool to get acknowledged for something like that, you know?
Right.
So it's just, everybody want to get their props, you know?
Were y'all there together?
Yeah. Oh. We did the shoot together and stuff, freestyle and all that.
Y'all freestyled?
Yeah. But it still was like I still just like I just don't fit in with it.
You felt awkward in that photo shoot?
Yeah, I just felt just I don't know.
Why you was high?
Yeah, at that time, of course.
But that's not what he means, though.
But I don't know. I just didn't really. But I was happy to get it, But I was just like, man, I couldn't believe it. It was like, dang, I don't know,
Is that your way of fitting in? Is not feeling like you fit in?
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I just never really. I always just feel like I'm too old for the young niggas and too young for the old niggas. I'm too black for the white niggas, too white for the black niggas. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so I just never really.
I'm gonna be honest.
It makes a lot of sense.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel the same fucking way. So I always say I'm too Puerto Rican for the Puerto Ricans and I'm too black for the blacks. Because I'm half black and half Puerto Rican. But is that a defense mechanism?
I mean, yeah, you gotta have that.
I believe it is.
But I always always looked at it like, shit, these niggas can't fuck with me on this rap shit, though.
Right.
So I always had that confidence in myself.
Right.
Like, I still can rap better than all these niggas, so I don't really give a fuck,
Right. Now, I want to get to what I said in the intro. I thought when I heard you say that on the internet, when you said, I don't understand how these young guys will go buy Jordans, but they won't go listen.
Yeah, because my whole shit was because they always be like, just if it's newer, it's better. You just don't get it kind of shit, But it's like, y'all niggas ain't wearing LeBrons, you know what I'm saying?
Nobody wears Steph Curry. We like Steph Curry.
I mean, it's Under Armour, you know what I'm saying?
We ain't fucking with the Under Armour,
I ain't
Steph.
rocking
I'm sorry.
the Under
Go to
Armour,
night. Switch your shit up, Steph. I'm
But
sorry.
at the end of the day, I still, I don't want nothing negative to be taken out of that. I just really wish that they would, but it's all our fault too, though.
Yeah, it's really.
I'm glad you claiming it.
The young niggas be feeling like niggas is hating on them, and it's like but they gotta get old too. So once they get old, they gonna be hating on the young niggas too.
Ageism.
That's what's stupid about age. You know what's
the goal
crazy?
is to get old.
Yeah,
that is the
crazy?
goal.
I'm gonna take claim to this one. No older person ever reached out to me when I was in the game, so I didn't feel obligated to reach out to any young person. And by the way, that is my fault. Right. I was supposed to be better than the people who came before me. So I definitely got to take, because I remember me, and I'm gonna be upfront about it. I remember me being like, "Fuck them old niggas."
Yeah,
I remember me saying
sure
that.
everybody felt like that.
So then I became the old nigga, and I was like, "Oh shit, I didn't even know that."
See, I came in, but I didn't really come in till I was 30. So I came in with a chip on my shoulder anyway. Like, shit, y'all niggas been fronting on me. I'm nice. You know what I'm saying? So I had a chip on my shoulder anyway. But I really do like, a lot of the shit the young niggas is doing is cool.
Who you listening to?
I listen to like a lot of hyper pop. Nah, I don't really listen to
what is
rap.
hyper pop?
You don't know what that is.
Like 100 Gex and like Frost Children.
I'm gonna act like I know what you're talking about.
No, we still don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what.
I don't know. I think ever since I've been got sober and shit, I just can't really listen to like a nigga talking about fucking my bitch and how much more money he got than me. I just don't want to hear that shit no more. I ain't gonna shoot me. I'm like, I ain't got time for this shit no more. But I used to love that shit. But now it's just like, I can't really hear that shit no more.
Right.